This is part one, Paris and Nicole feud. And I think this is my favorite feud. Not because I enjoy people feuding, but we all have those terrible blowout fights with our best friend. And sometimes they're best friends we've known our whole lives. And when we fight, it's like we're missing a leg. You know what I mean? Best friend breakups are worse than romantic breakups because they are soul crushing, okay? And Paris and Nicole have been best friends since they were literal children. Here they are as kids. Like, how old do you think they are? They look like 6, right? I also love this photo from when they're like teens. They look like they're in middle school. They dressed up as Tinkerbell. Paris Hilton has always been stunning. Have you seen her high school yearbook photo? You're gonna tell me this isn't the most beautiful 10th grader? Are you joking? She looks like she's literally starring in a movie. Literally gorgeous. Okay, back to the food. Back to the food. So yes, they have been. Do you know that Nicole Richie is also high school besties with Khloe Kardashian? I love that. I feel like they have a similar sense of humor. Anywho, they've been best friends since they were kids. From kids to teenagers that were clubbing every night. They were very much it girls. I mean, hello. When your dad's Lionel Richie, you're immediately an it girl to me. If he was my dad and he called me, there's no way I wouldn't answer the phone. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Would it get old? Not for me. Not for me. Anyway, so Fox, the network, was looking to make a new kind of reality show. And they approached Paris. And Paris has said, before The Simple Life, she had been offered easily over like 50 reality shows. And I believe it. So when Fox was like, okay, let's do a reality show, want it to be different, want it to be cool, they approached Paris first. And Paris agreed to do a show that would send her to live on a farm in Arkansas. Yes, Arkansas is a real state, and Bill Clinton is from there. Fox wanted to make a show. From Arkansas, back to the story. Don't you love it? This is a ride. We're in it together. Okay, Fox wanted to make a show that would literally make someone famous for being famous. And I think they did. So at first, Fox wanted Paris to do it with Nikki Hilton. But Nikki Hilton wasn't really about that. I mean, she was already, as a teen, in like Vogue's Best Dress. I just don't think she was interested in doing something like reality TV. I think she wanted to do some like more quote-unquote elevated stuff. They also wanted Casey Johnson, who, yes, was engaged to Tila Tequila. May she rest in peace. Not Tila, but Casey. And also Kimberly Stewart. Does that name sound familiar to you? Does it? I'll show you why. Hello and welcome back to Paris and Nicole, part 2. That means 2 in French. Yeah, I've been around. Been a lot of places. Nice places, you know. I know a lot of words in French, like Mardi Gras, duh. Anyway, where do we leave off? I said, do you remember the name Kimberly Stewart, Rod Stewart's daughter? No, Tefi, I don't. Yes, you do. I know that you do.
Finally, here are the baddest, bluest-blooded beauties of them all, Paris Hilton and Kimberly Stewart. In this clip, the blonde bikers navigate the red carpet on a pair of stylish choppers. Wow, looks like Kim just needs her engine turned on and she should be ready to grow.
Oh my God!
You know you want to see that again.
When I tell you that video was everywhere, and thank God, because I needed the serotonin. Apparently she didn't think it was on. I don't know. I've only been on the back of motorcycles. Nothing sexy, like my dad and my sister. Like, it's nothing. I wasn't Lizzie McGuire, around Rome. No. Anyway, I don't know, but she didn't think the motorcycle was on, and she crashed. But she's anyway. They are also childhood best friends, and I love Rod Stewart. So, like I was saying. So Fox wanted Nikki Hilton and Casey Johnson and Kimberly Stewart. And then finally decided on Nicole Richie. So while maybe Nicole Richie wasn't first choice, their chemistry, have you seen The Simple Life? They are hysterical. Their chemistry is, it was the best part of the show. So December 2003. On December 2003, the show is set to air, The Simple Life, okay, on Fox. But that doesn't go according to plan because the ladies start making some national headlines that are not I'm yazzing. So Nicole Richie was caught doing some pretty serious drugs. The drug that is the feminine version of a hero. You got it. Come on, that's the best I can do. What do you want me to do? You know, I want the video to stay up. Work with me here. And then one night in Paris, that tape was leaked by Paris Hilton's disgusting ex, Rick. He was apparently trying to start a company where he would do like Girls Gone Wild, but only like rich and famous girls. As if that would even work. If that lets you know how many brain cells this man had. Like, if you're gonna be an asshole, at least be smart about it. You know what I mean? But to be stupid, dumb, and mean, get out of here. Ugh. Anyway, Paris's family sued him, and then he had the nerve to sue them back for defamation. Hello, Bobbit. This is part 3 of Paris and Nicole. The not so simple life. Any Hoosers, despite all of this drama, The Simple Life airs, and what was it? It got like 13 million viewers its first night. It's the biggest show on Fox, completely takes over. It's the first show of its kind. Apparently people love watching two rich girls do like hard labor and get asked, do you know what Walmart is? You know what I mean?
Here you go.
Oh my God. Jesus. You're gonna tell me that's not art? Oh! Paris, please.
First, you're gonna come over here.
Let's get back to the story. I forgot where I was. So The Simple Life, let me put the background back on. I like it much better. The Simple Life is, you know, the ditz and the troublemaker, you know, bonding with these families. One of the families was Kesha's family, which is amazing, okay? What I didn't know is that because of this show's success, The Simple Life made a Simple Life for like every freaking country. It was international, like with different cellulite. With different socialites. That if they had cellulite, which is perfectly fine with me because it's completely normal. Body pause. So after season 3, things change. Ratings drop, and people apparently didn't like the premise that they were interns. However, people still wanted a season 4. But I want you to remember, jealousy is a disease. And Nicole was sick. She was sick with it, reportedly and allegedly. Apparently, Nicole didn't understand why Paris got so much more media attention, and she was kind of like sick of being this sidekick. She was jealous. She was jealous, and she wanted to be involved in more things. Like when Paris Hilton hosted SNL. She did not like that. And jealousy really is a sickness because it really fucks with your POV and the way you see things. And none of us are perfect. We've all suffered from jealousy or envy at one point, even as like a kid when another kid gets a toy that we want. You know what I mean? And I truly believe that a lot of the times we get into fights with our friends, and it's the fight that we can get over and we can mend from. But sometimes we end up saying a lot of permanent shit about a temporary situation, meaning we do things and we say things that will ruin the friendship forever, not the initial fight. Does that make sense? Hey, y'all. Welcome to part 4, Paris and Nicole feud. So, allegedly, Nicole was jealous that Paris Hilton was asked to host SNL, and she was very jealous of the attention that Paris was kind of like this main. She thought in her eyes that Paris Hilton was seen as this like main character, and she was sick of being the sidekick, which is crazy to me because when I think of Nicole Richie, she is hilarious. She is smart. She is witty. You know what I mean? She's pretty. She's funny. She dresses well. You know what I mean? And everybody has their problems. Yes, people have their issues with drugs and alcohol or whatever. But at the end of the day, she's hysterical. But unfortunately, jealousy makes you forget all of that about yourself. And this is when shit really hits the fan with Paris and Nicole. Allegedly. Okay? So Paris Hilton, on the night of her SNL performance, Nicole Richie said that she's going to host a viewing party, like a watching party, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You invite people over to watch something. Okay? Okay. And when it's time to when it's time to watch Paris, give her opening monologue and SNL's coming on, Nicole instead, for all of her guests, plays One Night in Paris. Which, we know as an audience, we know as people that saw that situation unravel and saw the tape, we've only heard how hurt Paris was about that and how humiliated she was about that and all the disgusting jokes that people made. She was a butt of the joke for a long time. But Nicole was one of her best friends. So we might have an idea, but Nicole was there on the phone with Paris, seeing Paris, supporting Paris, defending Paris. She was really there when all of that happened. And then this bitterness and this envy made her switch up. And I think the combination of those two things, you fucked me over. When you explain your hurt to someone and they use that hurt against you, it is painful and it is vile. Allegedly. Listen, we are much more accepting now of situations like that. I feel like as a culture, especially online, we jump to defend the woman. You know what I mean? Back then, baby, those are some toxic times. If the media saw an Achilles heel, they hung you upside down from it and made you a punching bag, okay? What kills me also is, Paris partied a lot and whatever, but to quote her, she always thought that she was going to have like these wild times, but end up somebody like Princess Diana, like highly esteemed. Her family. It's pretty possible that she could have done that, but I feel like she thought that tape was like the nail in the coffin. She would never be seen as like this dignified, successful person. And if there's one thing the media likes to do, it's you're either a Marilyn or a Jackie. And I guess now you're either a Princess Diana or a Paris. You know what I mean? And women can be many things, but it sucks that you can say Renaissance man. Okay, part 5, Paris and Nicole. I already know people are pissed off because the last 2 were like more opinion pieces. But guess what? It's my motherfucking page. And it's my motherfucking opinion. Ain't that something? Okay, so. So I think as people, we can identify why Paris was like, you know what? I don't want to do a season 4 with someone that I've been friends with since I was 2 that wanted to ridicule me in front of a group of people and play the most awful thing that's ever happened to me. Okay. Allegedly, you said it first, right? You were reading my mind. So season 4, they were supposed to do something in Mexico, and then Fox was like, no, we should do Hawaii. Then Paris kind of like confirms that Nicole is out and she's trying to get Kimberly Stewart in. And I know that I poke fun at Kimberly Stewart, but they have been friends as long as, her and Nicole. So I'm sure that chemistry was just as funny, but people wanted Paris and Nicole. They didn't want Paris and the girl that fell off the motorcycle. So the audience, like the viewers, weren't looking forward to a season 4 without Nicole. And Fox was like, we also have contracts for you guys for 5 seasons. So Paris Hilton then attends a red carpet for like the Young, Hot, and Stylish Awards, or the Young, Hot Style Awards. Something that we haven't heard of, but I'm very happy that she was there and that she was acknowledged as Young, Hot, and Stylish. Okay. So she's on this red carpet, and Nicole's kind of said, like, I can't go and do the simple life now because, like in Hawaii or whatever, I'm engaged now. She's engaged to Joel Madden, whose brother is Benji Madden, who's married to Cameron Diaz, and they have a baby. So Cameron Diaz is Nicole Richie's sister-in-law, and I will never get over that, okay? So on the red carpet, they asked Paris, like, what's going on? She's like, it's no secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. What? And then she says, Nicole knows what she did, which is very, very similar to Elsie telling Heidi in the hills, you know what you did. You know what you did. Oh, I'm in Madrid and the ambulance went off and I was like, oh my God, can they hear me? You know what you did. Okay. So she says, Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to say it. It's spooky stuff, but it's scary. It gave me goosebumps, or in the Midwest, goose pimples. Nicole shows up to that same event, the Young, Hot, and Stylish Style of Young Hot People Awards, whatever, but doesn't do any press, skips the line, and like leaves immediately after. They were there together in the same room. Wow, Nicole knows what she did! So Fox drops the show. Gets too complicated, Fox drops the show, and E is like, let me pick that up. So E took it, but Paris and Nicole started filming separately. Hi, and welcome to part 6 of Paris and Nicole and their feud. If you hear music in the background, I apologize. My fiance is cooking, and he's had one Negroni, so he thinks he's in Dipset. Anyway, let's continue. So last time you came over, and right in part 5, Fox was not going to do The Simple Life anymore, so the channel E picked it up, right? And they didn't want to film together, Nicole and Paris, right? So they got to do like a wife swap situation where these two girls would go to different families and kind of like live with these families. And it was funny, but fans were like, the reason that we love The Simple Life is because of the chemistry. And when they're separate, of course it's like entertaining, but it's just not why we watch, right? Also, it was like a wife swap, but it was the first time that the show also focused on like their business projects, which people say was a direct inspiration for this very small indie show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So the show premieres on E, and if you remember on Fox, it got like 13 million views the first episode of season 1, and on E, the first episode of this new season got 1.3 million views. So that is definitely a lot less, but remember, at this time, E is also a tiny channel and doesn't have the kind of name that Fox does yet. Kim Kardashian would absolutely change that, but we're not there yet. So then E is like, okay, we are listening to the viewers. The audience doesn't like this. Let's put you guys in a deserted island. And they were like, no. They both hated this idea so much that they became friends again. It rekindled their friendship, their hatred for this idea, so they could face studio execs and together as a team fight this idea about going to a deserted island. Yes, I always say your friends are people that like the same things as you, but your best friends are people who hate the same things as you. So pretty soon people saw them eating again they were eating. I'm not being shady. People saw them eating together again in restaurants and like holding hands and hugging, and even servers and people that worked at the restaurant were like, you would think they never fought. They were like this, laughing, high-fiving, cheersing, all that. Cheersing. I heard how annoying that was. You don't have to tell me. This girl's accent. Whatever. You try to grow up in Miami and not say cheersing and pizza. So they were able to come together and decide a season 5 theme, and they were going to do camp. Not like Met Gala camp, like actual like summer camp, like s'mores. Yay! Reportedly, they were also going to talk about their friend breakup on season 5, and they were going to blame. Hi, welcome back to Paris and Nicole. This is part 7. Yes. So, I'm sorry I got cut off. This mosquito is the size of a horse. I didn't get the mosquito, so I'm living in fear. Anyway, they decide that in season 5, they're going to talk about the friend breakup, right? But they're going to blame the tabloids, okay? Like, the tabloids, put all this pressure on their friendship and whatever. Which supports my theory that every time a couple breaks up and they're like, we couldn't stand the pressure of the media and the distance was too much. Liars. You just know that we'll believe it. And I do, every single time. So as you probably know, if you are a Simple Life fan, that season 5 just never happened. And Paris did My New BFF, which is the sole reason I say TTYN. Talk to you never. Nicole also went on to the the fun projects. But it is widely known that they were never as close as they were before. But can you blame Paris? Or can you blame either of them? I think the reality show curse is something that I've talked about, but it's just, it's true that all that attention, all that pressure is hard. I feel like even with our best friends in our lives, we fight. Sometimes we say the meanest things to the people that we love the most, right? Maybe even people that we love like family. But yeah, they were never as close as they were before. Breaks my heart. Anyway, Paris Hilton is fine. She has like over 19 she has over 19 fragrances and like 25 businesses. So she's fine. And Nicole Richie, has a House of Harlow and her kids, etc., etc. I just feel like Paris Hilton has had so many complicated, painful relationships publicly. I will never to this day forgive Nick Carter for those pictures of Paris the next day with bruises all over her body. If you remember, you remember. We could do a deep dive into Paris Hilton's relationships. Why can't I speak the English? I'm in Spain for what, 2 weeks, and now I can't speak the English? Podríamos hacer un deep dive. So in the early 2000s and 90s, there was this thing called 6 Degrees of Tom Cruise. Like, you are always 6 degrees away from knowing knowing Tom Cruise. I feel like we are now in 6 degrees of Paris Hilton. There is nobody that is famous today that has not met, hung out with, worked with, knows Paris Hilton. And I guess also Nicole by that degree too. You like the series? Was it good? I'm on vacation. Was it bad? Did you like it?